Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we will be exploring business opportunities you can start with catfish as an agricultural produce. When you hear about catfish and making money from the fish industry, what do you think about? Do you think about farming? Do you think about processing? Do you think about services? Or do you tell yourself, there's no space for me, this is tedious? Well, if that is you, then sit tight, because in this video we'll be exploring over 20 catfish related businesses you can start and make money. So yes, let's head on to it. First thing first, catfish is a very popular fish in the Nigerian market, even in the African market, but in Nigeria, very, very popular. So when people think about catfish, the first thing they want to say is, if you ask them, what's the business you can do with catfish? Catfish farming. But before we even get to catfish farming, I would want to break down the business opportunity from the idea of having a catfish farm to the catfish coming to the market. So what's the first agribusiness there? Catfish farm setup. If you know how to build, you're a bricklayer, there's an opportunity for you in setting up catfish farm for people. And this includes selling of catfish pond, movable catfish ponds that people can use to set up small catfish farms in their house. Setting up eating ponds for people who have land and do not want to set up a movable catfish pond. Then there's also the part of building catfish pond with the blocks, the building blocks which people use in building house. So setting up a catfish farm is one business idea for you. Building and selling movable catfish ponds, it's another business for you. Fingerlings production is another agri business you can start around catfish. What are fingerlings? In simple words, baby catfish, guys. Baby catfish. The small catfish that people who want to grow catfish to maturity buy to set up, right? Fingerlings production catfish business has to do with artificial insemination. So this is where you have to get a male catfish and a female catfish, get the semen, and then you fertilize the female catfish and the eggs and keep it for a while and see the small catfish. And at 2 weeks old, you're selling it out to people who want to sell catfish or grow out. A lot of people who want to set up catfish farm are looking for people who are into the catfish fingerling and hatchery business. The fourth business for you, catfish grow out business. So these are people who buy the fingerlings and grow them to maturity. Maturity is from 4 months and above, depending on the kg and the target market. So if you are targeting to sell your catfish to people who want to do processing, then you want to target from 4 to 6 months. If you are targeting people who sell catfish for barbecue business, you want to target your catfish from 6 months and above. The fifth business, you can go into catfish processing, and this is by selling dried catfish. But to sell dried catfish, there is also another business which is in the sales of catfish processing facility, drying facility for catfish. They call them smoking cane, and this is the sixth catfish related business. So if you are into fabrication, or you can go into importation, you can begin to sell catfish processing equipment. The seventh business you want to go into is reselling dried catfish. This is your work here is simply looking out for people who are already into catfish processing, packaging and reselling. Another business for you in the catfish business is selling deboned dried catfish. So when people sell catfish, right, we understand that they sell these things in weight, and most times the bones are a big part of the weight. So you can be in the business of selling deboned catfish. It's going to help busy professionals who want to have dried catfish in their food but don't want to have to go through the stress of removing the bones. And this you can sell at a more expensive price because everything you're selling is useful for them. Deboned catfish. Another business for you is catfish powder. So this is simply you bringing dried catfish and drying them into very dried form and then blending it into fine powder. If you do not want to go into catfish powder business, you can go into fish spice business. So this is where you mix fish powder and other spices. In this catfish spice business, people also get to blend the dried bones of this catfish to make up into this fish spice. You want to look into that. There's also a business in the selling of catfish dried bones. These bones you sell it to people who are into feed production, or preferably you go into the business 12, which is feed production from catfish bones. Guys, we are the 12th business and we are still talking about just catfish. Beyond all of this, you can go into the business of selling catfish drugs. So this has to do with the medicine that they give catfish when they want to treat them, or you can also go into the business of water treatment, helping people treat their water for catfish farming. So your major client base are going to be people who run catfish farms. There is a business in catfish feed, and that's the 15th business we are talking about. Catfish feed business is an amazing business. With catfish feed business, you are selling the feed to people who grow catfish. And like chickens, there are also different stages of feed. You know, the starters, the finishers, and likes. You want to have various kind of feed to help people meet the desired fish size they want for growth. The 16th business you want to go into is catfish logistics business. A lot of people who sell catfish struggle with moving their catfish from their farm to their customers' location. You can run a logistics business where people who run catfish can hire you to help them move their catfish. If you're very interested in logistics, this is a business for you. So you can do logistics for fresh catfish and logistics for dried catfish, but there are a lot of markets more for the fresh logistics business. Beyond the fresh logistics business, you can go into the business of catfish on the go. So this is where you have a mobile car where you go place by place. People can buy catfish products from you. The car is called Catfish Market on the Go. This is a business for you, and it's the 17th business I want to talk about. You can go into catfish based snacks business. So this is where you have fish that has been spiced that people can buy to snack on as protein, right? You can also go into what they call fish crackers business with catfish. You can go into fish burger business with catfish. Guys, that's the 20th business I'm talking about. But guess what? I'm not done, because there's also a business in food, catfish food. You can have a catfish pepper soup joint. You can have a business focused on peppered catfish. You can, and this business, these two businesses I just mentioned, which is business 21 and business 22, you can focus on selling to people, you can focus on selling to businesses, you can focus on selling to event planners. So these are people who want to serve this dish at events, and they can hire you to come and do that. You can also have a catfish themed restaurant where people can come and buy different kind of catfish. There's also a business in frozen catfish. So if you can kill catfish, clean it fresh, and keep them frozen for people to come and buy, there is a market for you. Guys, there's so much money in catfish business. And the major take home I want for you in this video is to ask yourself, are there ways I can make money from catfish that I have not explored? As a side hustle, as a full hustle, do you work in an organization where there are so many people? Can you start looking for somebody who already makes dried catfish that you can buy and begin to resell to your neighbors or your colleague at work? Can you begin to buy this catfish and supply to different stores and then go back to get your money at the end of the month as a side hustle? Or do you want to start making products out of catfish? Or do you want to start a restaurant, an evening only restaurant where people can come and order catfish pepper soup, maybe catfish pepper soup with rice, catfish pepper soup with yam, catfish pepper soup with potatoes, catfish pepper soup with what? Now, actually, with anything that you want, honestly. You can also go into the business of making grilled catfish, right? So either in full parts or in like half catfish, full catfish. There's a lot of opportunity for you. But in all of this opportunity, I'm sure your head is already asking you, which one should I do? This is why you are learning on Agrodemy. So on Agrodemy Free Academy, we have a course called How to Choose the Best Agri Business to Start. So what I want you to do is pause this video and maybe restart so that you can point out the business that I have mentioned in catfish that really excites you. After you have done that, the next thing I want you to do is to go to agrodemy.net, go on the Free Academy and take the course on How to Choose an Agri Business. That course is in less than an hour. By the end of that course, if you follow the practicals immediately as you are watching, what that course helps you to do is select, cancel out, and at the end of the day, you'll be ending with the one standing catfish business. And you will know that that's the perfect business for you to start. After you've started that, the next thing you want to ask yourself is, how do I price it? If it's a food-related catfish business, take our course on food business, right? That food business, we identify how to price agricultural products, how to make money, and you can explore that as you go further. Don't forget to follow us. Take other online courses around the various other catfish business you are interested in on our platform. But more importantly, share this video to people. If you're watching this video on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and more importantly, attacks before we end this video. Let me know in the comment section the catfish business that excites you the most. 1, 2, let me know the catfish business you see people doing a lot. And let me know the catfish business that you will start if you have all of the money you need. Don't forget, we are Agrodemy, and on Agrodemy, we provide you all of the information and resources you need to grow a successful agri business. See you in the next video. Thank you.